everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I have a friend of mine. She's very close to me. We've been working together back in the Philippines, and she is now in the US. So she will be sharing her experience regarding K1 visa, and I'm so grateful that she joined me. She actually I contacted her just a few minutes ago, and she agreed to be in this meeting. So, hey, Dan, welcome to my channel.
Hi, hello, Jack. So good
Yeah,
to see you.
yeah, it's so good to see you. We only talked online in Messenger, but we haven't met here in America. But finally, we had a meeting today. And Dean, tell us about yourself.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm Dean, and I'm from Talisay City, Negros Occidental, but right now I'm here in Ohio. So I live in Columbus, Ohio. Yep, and we just arrived last year.
You travel with your child, or you just fly by yourself?
I traveled with my child. Yeah, my husband petitioned me and my son.
Wow, that's great. So what kind of visa did you get? Is it a K1 or a spousal visa?
It's a spousal visa,
Wow.
CR1 category.
Wow. So if you don't mind sharing, how long is the process?
Yeah, it only took 7 or 8 months, the spousal visa.
Oh, and you traveled or you filed during COVID?
Yes, that's 2021.
Wow, I thought it's gonna be a long process since you're in the middle of that pandemic. Because I heard a lot of people in the group that I handle, they are saying that it took forever for them to process their petition. But for you, it's less than a year. That's really
Right.
to hear.
I know. We can't believe it. I don't know what happened. It's just maybe, God's will for us to be together right away or as quickly as, we can.
Yeah, yeah. So, how did you meet your husband? Is it online or you met in?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, we met on an online dating app called Christian Dating for Free, or CDFF. So that's where I met my husband last 2020. So we've been talking for like a year before we met in person.
Oh, wow. So how long did you've been talking online before, or I'm sorry, yeah, you mentioned that it's been a year that you were talking before you met your husband, but after,
Right.
yeah, after your meeting, how long did it take before he started petitioning you to come here in the US?
Um, yeah, we got married last July 2021, and we filed like November 2021. So it's like around July, August, September, like 4 months
Four
after our
months.
wedding, or yeah, getting married.
Okay, and I remember you meet on another country, not in the Philippines, right?
Right, in Costa Rica, because that time it's pandemic. Our story, we considered it a pandemic love story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, God makes always a way. And yeah, we met in Costa Rica and we got married there. So it was amazing.
So why did you decide to marry? Why not file for the K1 visa?
We are thinking about that. We thought about it, but that time we heard a lot of horror stories about K1. Like, it's longer than spousal. So we did our own research. I did my own research. My husband did his own research. And at the same time, we've been praying about it if we're gonna, take the K1 or the spousal. But I think it's really meant to be to file spousal because the benefits after you file the spousal, you got the green card right away, and it's just beneficial for us.
Yes, I believe that because during COVID, so before COVID, yeah, but let's go backwards. Before COVID, K1 visa is faster compared to the spousal visa.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
during the COVID time, it is they prioritize family visa or immediate
Mm-hmm.
family visa. So that's why it's smart that you went to that route. But so I was wondering, like, since you filed for the spousal visa, that means to say that on the initial process, your husband paid for both of you two application,
That is correct. It's separate petition and it's a separate fee at the same time.
right? Because that's what I was actually thinking. Because if you file for the K1, your child is included on that K1.
Oh.
But you know what, then based on my experience, I got a K1 visa, but when I moved here, I regret that I did not go to that right route because
Uh-huh.
I cannot work when I moved here. So it took like 10 months or up to a year before I got my work permit. So I think for me, I think I would rather get the spousal visa. I know a lot of people wanted to file for a K1 because they think it's faster, but
Uh-huh.
it's not
Right.
just like that. There's a lot of like pros and cons when it comes to like choosing your own visa. But thank you for
Right.
sharing, then. I really appreciate it. But how about, why did you chose to marry in Costa Rica? Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, you know, we of course before we planned everything. Yeah, I mean before meeting each other, we planned everything. So, um the reason why my husband and I decided to get married in Costa Rica because we don't want to waste time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's our first time to meet, and we don't know the circumstances, and at the same time we are so sure about each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that makes sense, like why not married, and we choose Costa Rica because of course during pandemic tourists is not allowed to enter Philippines.
That's correct.
We thought about getting married in the Philippines. However, that time it's not possible. The Philippines government, I mean, the Bureau of Immigration is crazy, and yeah, they still didn't lift up the tourism that time. So we're like, well, we're just gonna get married there in Costa Rica. I thankfully I God connected me to some people where they teach us where to get the wedding officiant there and all everything the process. So it really saved us time and money.
Wow, yeah, that's supposed to be my
Uh
follow-up question. Like, is somebody like helping you? But yeah,
huh.
oh, that's great. Is that person also a Filipino or um
Yes. So she's a Filipina and she got married to American too. So yeah, and I'm also a part of that Costa Rica travel support group. So
oh,
on Facebook, yeah, and then I don't know, the admin maybe likes me and she made me an admin too.
that's great.
It's yeah.
That's
Mhm.
really great. So like so did you support yourself on the way to Costa Rica, or your husband like paid for everything?
He paid for everything. So this is the crazy part because we know that as a tourist, we don't need a CFO certificate.
Right?
However, if you declare that you are going to meet your American boyfriend or any, like partner abroad, well, they will gonna let you submit a lot of requirements for it. So, yeah, he supported me. I provided bank statements and he provided affidavit of support in order to, convince the immigration officer that he'll be supporting me and they don't have to worry about me and my safety. So, and I did a lot of documents at the same time on my part. Like, I know I'm 25, 26 that time, but my counselor asked me for a parent consent. which sounds crazy, but yeah, I think, I'll just undergo the process and I'll be fine.
Why
Yeah,
did
that's what I'm
they
thinking.
ask you for like parent consent when you are an adult? You can
I
decide for
know
yourself.
it doesn't make sense to me. It sounds crazy, but that's how CFO works. And
Yeah.
I think, it's their job. So we
Mm-hmm.
cannot really say anything against it. It's just, we just have to follow. And then they will, if everything is okay, then they will just gonna release the CFO certificate. And I think that really helps because I have no travel history and it's my first time to travel abroad. So undergoing CFO is really, I mean, very helpful on my part because the immigration officer asked me for it. So I'm prepared.
That's good. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
CFO is actually their interview is more intense compared to the K or the visa interview at the U.S.
that
Embassy.
is correct. It's very personal questions, but again, you just have to go with the flow.
Right, right. Yeah, and they
Mhm.
ask a lot of documentation to support what you're claiming. So, did
That's
you
right.
hire then an agency for this process or you do it yourself?
For the spousal,
Mhm.
no, we did a DIY.
Wow. So
So
you did a lot
mhm.
of research about it, or how did
I
you?
did a lot of research but actually I think we talked to like two
Yes.
lawyers before that just to have a legal
Mm-hmm.
advice
Mm-hmm.
if there's really anything that's complicated with our situation. But the lawyer said, you know what, your case is just very simple. It's not
Mm-hmm.
really complicated. You don't have a, I mean, my petitioner doesn't have any criminal record, whatever it is, something like that. So we're kind of like, well, instead of paying $4,000, $5,000 for it. So yeah, I think it's really, it really saves us money doing DIY and it's very easy. You just have to be resourceful. You just have to be smart enough to research on Google. Everything is on the website, I would say.
Right. On the USCIS
Um,
website, when you fill out the form, it includes an instruction too on how you fill it out, what are the documentation needed. And
right.
there's a lot of YouTube channels or Facebook group that will
Mhm.
help you. It will support you with your entire process. But yeah, we did not
Mhm.
hire an attorney as well. We did it ourselves, but most of the process is just my husband who filed for it. And
Mhm.
so tell us about your like green card. Did you apply for a green card when you moved here?
Um, the good thing about spousal is it is included already.
Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about it. I'm
Yeah,
talking about K1. Yes, that's the benefit of being a
right,
spouse because when you moved here, you automatically get a visa or a green card like 90
right,
days after your arrival and a social security. Yeah, so that's another benefit. And when
right.
it comes to K1, the difference is like when you moved here, you
Mhm.
still have to file for that adjustment of status and you cannot work until you get those and it takes forever, probably like a year or two
Um,
for you to get it. But yeah, so what else should I ask you? So do you have any like culture shock when you moved here in America?
well, I would say maybe a little, but not really a big culture shock because
Mhm.
I think, yeah, I prepared myself already, and also I briefed my son, like,
Mhm.
we're gonna move into a new place in another world. So yeah, we never know what's going to happen there. But I think, yeah, we're just I'm just prepared. And yeah, it's just like as I've said, the culture here is very different.
Right, right.
So
So,
sometimes it would really give you a shock a little bit, but I think, oh yeah, I knew it. So something like
yeah.
that.
So are you driving here or not yet?
I did drive here using my Philippine passport because I did a research and they said that yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any driver's license from my state yet.
Yes.
So, but maybe in the future I will. But for now, yeah, I mean, my husband is my driver, so yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, you already know how to drive, so that's easy for you to get a driver's license. For
Right.
me, it's hard
Uh-huh.
because I haven't driven in the Philippines and I just learned everything from here and I cried a lot.
Wow. Yeah, I saw your post and I'm so proud of you driving here. You should give me a tip how to drive here in the US.
Oh, it's gonna be easy for you because you already know the how to drive a vehicle. The only thing you need to learn
Um,
is just to study the instructions because it's different from
mhm.
compared to here. So yeah.
Okay.
But by the way, then since you have your son with you, did you enroll him to school right away when you moved here?
Yes, so I think it's really timing because after we moved in here, I think that's July and August. I think it's the start of the school, as far as I remember, last week of August. And yes, we did enroll him right away, and I'm very proud of my son. I mean, oh my gosh, he's just easily adopt the English speaking thing, and yeah, I mean, he's very sociable. I'm proud of him. He didn't have a hard time, I believe, and he didn't even give me a hard time too about
Wow.
it going to school. He's prepared, I would
Wow.
say.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's really good to hear. But so is he already speaking English back home or did he only learn to speak English when he moved here?
Well, I would say I hired a tutor. Um, but it's like a general lesson, like, not only English, but math and all of that stuff. So
Mhm.
I think that helps him because um, I told the Filipino teacher to, teach Trevor how to speak in English as well, or speak English during class or online class. So yeah, I think that really helps. So when we arrived here, he's ready. And
Yeah.
now, guess what? He doesn't know how to speak our own dialect
Yeah.
already. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
kids can easily learn English. That's amazing with kids. But is there a
Mhm.
lot of requirements when you enroll him to school or it's did you
Mhm.
provide a report card from the Philippines? What happened?
No, because you're when we were in the Philippines, I didn't enroll him to any school. Just an online tutor, and I think we just only submit his medical result from SLEC, St. Luke's,
Yes.
and his birth certificate, my birth certificate, and I think my husband's ID. I think that's it. It's not really hard at all to enroll him here in Ohio.
Right, right. So my son just moved here in the US, right, last year. And
Uh-huh. Right.
he arrived in the month of March. So it's about closing time, right? It's about the end of the
Uh-huh.
school year. But here in America, you are required to send your son or your children to school, even though it's
That's right.
1 month left, because yeah, that's really required here. So we enrolled him to school as well. And yeah, they don't ask for a report card from the Philippines. They only ask
Mhm.
for my valid driver's license, the current bill, utility bill as a proof of residence. I think that's
Yeah.
and the medical, yeah. That's the only thing
Mhm.
that they needed. So if to our viewers, so even though your children arrived here, even just 1 month before the end of the school year, you can still enroll
Mhm.
your kids to school and it's free, right?
Right. It's free. It's oh my gosh. I mean, it's different here.
Yeah, even the meals here in my son's school are
Yeah.
free. Yeah.
They have free school lunch and
Yes.
breakfast.
Breakfast. Yeah. So
Right.
you don't need to prepare breakfast in the morning. There's no need for you to pack their lunch. So it's
Uh-huh.
great. It's amazing opportunity for children here in America. Yeah. So by the way, did you travel just you and your son or your husband is with you?
Yeah, just me and my son. Hmm.
So how's your
So
experience about your traveling from Philippines to America?
it's good because it's just like one stop. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of layovers, which is, I think if we just book a flight with a lot of layovers, I think it's gonna be more stressful. But say hi to Paul there, Philippine Airlines.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's good, right? So, just one stop, and yeah, it went great. I didn't have any hard time with my son
Well,
traveling with him.
so you travel via Philippine Airlines from Manila to California?
From Manila to Lax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I think yeah, this meeting is only like we're allowed to record for like 45 minutes, I believe. They're telling me that
Okay.
I'm running out of time. I really enjoyed talking to you, then. Is there
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to add? Or would you
Mhm.
like to invite people to join your group?
Uh-huh. Yeah. If you guys are planning to file spousal visa, then just ask Jackie to contact me on Facebook, and I will just gonna add you guys. And it's the name of our spousal Facebook group is spousal visa, CR1, CR2, then IR1, IR2. So it's a Filipino-American group, but I believe, yeah, it's international now, and we got like 3,000 members there. So, yep,
Yeah, I
that's
will
it.
try to find that link so they can click that link to
Yeah,
join
right. I'll
your
give you the
group.
link too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I really enjoyed talking to you then. So maybe we can continue here.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
yeah. So what are the things that or how is your life in America, by the way, compared to your life in the Philippines?
Well, it's very different, right? I mean, here in America, all you just have to, I mean, I don't know, in the Philippines, way back, you have to worry everything. But here in America, your life is great. I mean, I'm not saying that being in the Philippines is bad, but I mean, you are in a better place when you are in America.
Right. This is the land of
So,
opportunity.
yeah. All you just have to do is when you after the grocery, you're set. In the
Yeah.
Philippines, you have lots of things going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of job opportunities here.
Right.
Yeah, as long as you're driving, as long as you are applying, you definitely can get a job. So
Mhm.
you did not apply for any job when you moved here?
Yeah, no, not yet. My husband and I talk, and we are prioritizing growing our family. So,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, he said that I'll give you time to adjust,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna let you work right away, which is like, okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, in the future, of course, I will find a job, and I know the good thing here is what you've said. There's a lot of job
Yeah.
opportunities in America. That this is
Yeah.
really, amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, just take your time right now and spend time with your husband since it's
Right.
a different story when it comes to like dating because we haven't dated in person. So we don't have
Yeah.
a connection built yet because like we're only meeting online,
Hmm.
different than in person meeting. So spend your time with your husband because I know there's a lot of like adjustment because I believe me and my husband we are
Hmm.
adjusting for like to each other for like a year before we suddenly like know each other that well, even though we've been talking
Uh-huh.
for 5 years. So it's different.
Right.
We're living in the same house. Yeah. All right
Mhm.
then. So I think that's it for now. I am
Okay.
so glad that I interviewed you because I cannot really share about spousal visa in
Hmm.
my channel because I never experienced it and I'm not comfortable in talking about spousal visa. It's because
Yeah.
I don't know about it. I don't want to provide information that I haven't experienced. So I'm so glad
Right.
you really joined me here.
Mhm.
And yeah, if you guys wanted to know more about the spousal visa, maybe you can contact her. I will put the link down in the description box. And thank you so much for watching our channel. I will be in a meeting again with my other friend. She's also a K1 visa filer. And I will be seeing you on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please subscribe to my channel and click like if you like us.
Mhm. Thank
And
you, Jackie,
you're
for this
welcome.
opportunity.
You have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye for now.